All right. So before we jump into the infrastructure, exploring the package contact center enterprise, different services, features, servers, right? Uh, I really want to debunk the myth, or I really want to be aided that do not worry about the hardware infrastructure. Do not worry about the software, the licenses, right? Do not worry of the amount of memory and hard disk processor is required for you to practice to do real live hands-on, right? So in case you're really looking forward for a free thing, right, which is absolutely available to you, right, with no cost, literally no cost, Cisco DevNet Sandbox is the answer. Now, what is DevNet Sandbox? It's Cisco's free split of technology available for the developers and the engineers like us. And Cisco provides package labs, right? And that's what Cisco calls it as a sandbox. So you got to practice your punches on those sandboxes. And you know the best part about it is that it's absolutely free, and there is no hassle to set it up, right? Now, there are two type of sandboxes are available, uh, and they are, spread in different category like networking, data center, cloud, security, IoT, collaboration, the one that we are going to explore about, analytics and automation, open source, and so on. And under these two categories, what I talked about, which is available for Sandbox, one of them is called Always On, and the other one is Reservation. Now, each Sandbox typically highlights one Cisco product. For instance, if you're looking forward to do a deep dive into Cisco Call Manager, Cisco Unified Communication Manager, or maybe the Cisco Voicemail Unity Connection Server, right? Or Cisco Contact Center Express, or for that matter, Package Contact Center, Enterprise, and so on. You have got data center related labs wherein you have got your Nexus switches, right? You have got some firewall related stuff out there. You have got your real UCS servers right there for you to practice, right? So from WebEx to so many things out there, from security to cloud, you got to come down here and make the lab your very own for a certain time. Now, always on sandboxes, the package lab is always ready to go when you are, right? And these AOs, always on sandboxes, don't require any reservations. You don't need to book a lab. It's always there. And it's a shared environment among many users sharing it from Cisco DevNet platform. Uh, but the downside of it is that it does not give you the administrative access because it's obviously it's shared, right? The advantage, like we talked, that it is instant access. It doesn't require any time to set up, uh, and it's always available, right? And it is very powerful as well. Now, when we talk about the reservation sandboxes, they are private access environments and require a reservation, right? The name suggests itself. So these pre-packaged sandboxes, they often include supporting equipment for the highlighted technology. These sandboxes contain your network, the domain, the DNS thing, the servers, right, and much more. So you don't need to worry about anything from the network to the domain to the DNS, nothing. It's all there pre-built, right? But the downside of reservation, which is not really much to, it's not that tough. You got to be connected to Cisco's environment over VPN. So you would need Cisco AnyConnect, and Cisco gives you the link to download Cisco AnyConnect VPN tool as well. So you will be logged into Cisco AnyConnect VPN, and full administrative access will be granted to all the equipments. Yes, full administrative access is granted to all the servers that you have in your particular sandbox. Okay, so you're getting it full private environment with administrative access, and you have got everything in place. Every feature works. It's not that some will work, some will not. uh, and custom setup automation, and then you have got the maximum reservation limit up to 7 days. I mean, who needs a lab for 7 continuous days, right? So you can book a lab for maybe 8 hours, 16 hours over the weekend, or if you have to practice it throughout your 7 days, the lab is absolutely there for you throughout 7 days. And it's not the end of the story, right? Right after 7 days as well, you can book your lab one more time. Okay. But there's a catch that you got to have, the buffer time of 10 to 40 minutes set up, depending on the sandbox that you use, right? For these reservation sandboxes. So you just cannot come and, do a reservation of your lab and then you're ready to go. No, it doesn't happen like that. You got to request for the reservation, wait for next 10 to 40 minutes for the servers to set up, for the infrastructure underlying, they need to be, granted and in line with all the services that you need. Uh, so it's pretty cool environment. So for our training purposes as well, we're going to use Cisco DevNet Sandbox. Okay, so I'm logged into Cisco DevNet. Okay, uh, and you could simply just Google uh, DevNet Sandbox, log in, and this is the page you're going to come in, and then you're just going to log into it. Okay, once you're logged in, you got to come here. This is the page what you get, and then you got to click on this one here, get started with Sandbox, and it's going to take you to the next URL wherein it's going to offer you different category, okay, which reservation that you need. Okay, so these are the categories on the right hand side. Networking, you have got networking labs, and then on your so you have got your Cisco DNA, Cisco modeling labs, NSO, right? So or SD-WAN. So there are so many options for those who are interested in Cisco networking, from Meraki to general stuff, right? Then you have got your collaboration. That's where, we come into picture. You have got around 13 labs, right? Wow. So Cisco BroadWorks to Cisco WebEx meeting to Call Manager lab with version 11, version 12, and version 12.5. And this labs right here, this also offers you the integration with presence server. Now this one right here, this is my favorite. It also gives you, apart from presence, it gives you the access of voicemail server as well. It's very well integrated. You don't need really anything to do. You can come here. It's a ready full-blown lab with call manager, presence, and voicemail. Similarly, you have got your package contact center with version 11.5, 12.5, 12.5, right? And that's what I have reserved. It shows that currently reserved by me, right? This is what we booked. And then you have got other stuff down here as well. Contact Center Express 12.5, 12.0, and 11.5. We're going to use this package contact center enterprise. So all I'm going to do is just click reserve, although I have just reserved it already, but just for the demonstration purposes, I'm going to click it down here, and it's going to take me to the next uh, option down here. It's telling me what's your schedule look like? How do you want to set it up? I could say, I need it for, let's say, maybe a week time, or I need it for the maximum. Like I said, it can go up to 7 days. So you could say 6 days, and then 23 hours, and then 59 minutes. So that's the maximum that you get. Yeah, 1 minute lesser than complete 7 days. That is 1 week. So instead, you can select 1 week, or just say select 6 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes. I mean, just about the time that you really need. Don't play around with always booking your lab with 7 hours. I would recommend use what you really require to use, and do not just leave it abandoned like that without realizing, and just booking it that way. You're just wasting some resources turned on, and which is not really appreciated. So do book the lab for whatever time stamp that you need it for, right? And then hit reserve right here. Once you hit reserve here, it's gonna give you that we are activating the lab. Since I have already booked this lab, it says sandbox exceed maximum duration, current sandbox limit reached. Okay, the top right here. But that's how I booked my first lab. And at max, you can have only one reservation. Okay, since I already have my lab running right here, this is why it's not gonna give me the option to book a parallel lab one more time. So these are the history for my account. I booked package contact center 12.5 before, unified contact center express 12.5 before, and the package contact center enterprise 12.5 one more time, and it is currently active and ending in 5 hours 27 minutes. So I'm going to utilize this lab for this training purpose. I've just clicked that, and here you go. The first thing you get is the diagram in which you're offered all the components that is given into the lab. The the current time, the current state of this sandbox shows that this is active right now, and it's going to end in next 5 hours and 21 minutes. Okay. Um, so this is the pane where you get the canvas, where you get the diagram of all the stuff that you have in your uh, sandbox, this package lab right here. Okay, so you have got your Cisco Unified Communication Manager publisher, and then you have got Cisco Unified Communication Manager subscriber. Okay, then if you talk about the general stuff down there, you've got the domain controller, okay? And then you have got your, let's talk about the PCC side of it, okay? So then you have got your admin workstation. That's where your 90% of the time is going to be spent as a PCCE uh, engineer, PCCE architect, right? Whatever level you are at. So that's where you're going to spend most of your time. Then you have got your customer collaboration, Finesse server. Then you have got your Rogger. We're going to talk about it. What's a Rogger? What's a router? What's a logger? What's a progger? Right? We're going to talk about them in future, in our upcoming sessions. Okay, so they are the combination of two names. For instance, Rogger is router and logger. That makes it Rogger, and progger is the PG router logger progger. Okay, so PG peripheral gateway, router logger. These three terms make it all progger. And why so? Because these all three components are installed on this virtual machine. This is why it's progger. Router and logger is installed on only one of this machine, this virtual machine. So this is called Rogger. Okay. Then you have got your self-service CVP operation console, and then you have got your the self-service CVP server itself. Okay. It's all connected to the switch, right? And this lab is available somewhere in San Jose, I think. Uh, the name suggests so. When I connect my lab to Cisco environment, it gets me that. So this is the cube, the ingress gateway, the egress gateway, and so on, the VXML gateway. And this guy here is going to give us the option for the phones. Our phones would be deployed right here for demonstration purposes, okay? But I'm just trying to give you the feel of having your own very lab where everything is working full functional, right? And you do not really need anything to set it up. All you need is just, the initial 30 to 40 minutes. That's the required time to book any lab, and I think it's a reasonable enough, right? So this is the canvas wherein you get the diagram, how things are connected. They all will have the connectivity with each other, and you can log in through RDP and so on. On the left-hand side, you have got the instruction panel, right, wherein you can come and you could see this, how this lab is designed, right? And here you get the link of sample code and scripts, okay? And you have also got some community discussion for the task, contact center task, okay? Uh, this table here talks about various machines that are installed on this diagram as well that you see. Uh, you have got your DC domain controller on which you have got your Active Directory and your DNS, right? Federation services installed, and these are the credentials. You have this, your IP address, and then you have got your instance. So you got to do an RDP because these are Windows machine. Active Directory is a Windows product, so you got to just do remote desktop session. And put the IP address, put the domain, the username, and the password, which is right here. So everything is given to you by Cisco. You're not configuring anything. Everything is ready to use. Then you have got your PCC Camelot with the IP address password. You have got your CVP IP address password. You have got your PG1, admin workstation 1, right? You have got all the details listed right here. The call manager, publisher, and subscriber, CUIC for reporting, the Finesse server, the customer collaboration platform, the vCube. You've been given everything right there. Moreover, you have got your agent extensions, right? What is going to be the agent extensions like 1000 to 1009? The 10 extensions are given to you on 10 different phones, starting from these device names SEP F0000 to F0009, right? And they are going to represent 7961 in simulation, okay? And really, literally, you don't need anything to do to configure these all. All you need to do is just make a call by clicking this make call.bat located on the AW1 server. Okay, this guy here on its desktop. So this Sandbox, is a PCC lab. It talks about, it gives you further detail how to do things like that. You got to refer the table one and launch an RDP and connect to this thing. And then you have got your entire PCC administration. How would you log into the PCC administration, right? And what all things you need to do. The general configuration is listed out here. So managing agents, supervisors, right? And initially define the pre-configured ones. These are 1, 2, 3 agents configured and 1 supervisor, right? These are non-single sign-on agents. And then in the table 2, you have got single sign-on AD agents, right? So 3, 4, and 5, and then another supervisor right here. So this is all already configured, like I said, and absolutely free. That's the best part about it. So you don't need to spend on your hardware and everything. Or a little, I would say, obstacle, right, is that you need to just set it up for spending your precious 40 minutes at max to get this beautiful lab, right? Your Finesse agent sign on is right here. You get the URL of Cisco Finesse and the credentials you already have been given, you've been provided in the other document, but here as well, you have got agent one and the password for non-SSO account. Uh, and then it gives you certain screenshot of how to use Cisco Finesse. So this is pretty cool, pretty detailed, right? Your customer collaboration platform, Social Miner, it gives you further detailing of how to use that, your Finesse gadget, how you would go ahead and develop few things in your Finesse, right? And obviously the first thing first, which is the VPN. Uh, that's what you're gonna download Cisco AnyConnect. If you do not have it on your laptop, you can download it from this link and just follow the wizard. It's pretty simple. And then once you have it installed, you can connect to the lab. Now, important. How do you get the credentials to the VPN? Okay, so don't worry, you're not going to get the credentials for VPN right here. You're going to get the credential the moment the lab is ready. An email will be sent to you on your registered email. Okay, so for instance, this is my email address. Uh, do not use this email for correspondence because I hardly check this. This is only for the lab that I use. But whatever email you have, you're going to get an automated email with username and password. You're going to connect it to your Cisco AnyConnect software to be connected. And instantly you're going to be right there. Okay, so let me just show you my Cisco AnyConnect thing. If you see, I'm connected to this URL. I put in my VPN under the VPN section. I did connect, and then it asked me for the username password. Like I said, it'll be shared to you over an email. So you got to provide that, and one click, you are connected to Cisco's network, right? And these all IP addresses that you have for the lab will be accessible through RDP for all the Windows machine. And obviously for if you've got a Linux machine, you got to use it over the SSH or the web browser. With that said, let's talk about, getting into your actual lab in the next session. This is it for now. Thanks for watching.